Carrie Ammons from Remax Right Choice, and well, obviously you probably know that if you're looking at my real estate page. But anyway, today I want to talk about a couple things that often buyers come in with some misconceptions, and that's closing costs. So when you buy a home, there's obviously costs associated with it, and the closing costs is officially the term that we use for the money that you need to bring on the day that you finally close. You are assigning all the paperwork, you're getting everything done to buy your home. So closing costs actually come in three main chunks, three different types of fees and everything associated with it. So the first thing is the down payment. And unfortunately, there's some people that have a misconception that when, there are some nice programs out there that have a low down payment, or you can actually buy it with, zero down payment, zero down, like a rural development loan, for instance, is a zero down. So you don't have to pay a down payment. However, there's still closing costs associated with it. Now, your realtor could go through and do some different things to help you to try to decrease the amount of money that you need to bring to the table. But the down payment is officially the amount that you're putting down on the loan itself. So let's say you're buying, just to make things simple, let's say that you're buying a house for $200,000. If you buy with a rural development loan, that's a loan that would require a 0% down. So you don't have any down payment for that house if you're doing a rural development loan. However, if you're doing a FHA loan, then you need 3.5% down. So that means the minimum that you would need to bring in at that point would be $7,000. That's just for one part of your closing costs. If you do a conventional loan, a lot of people always assume that they actually have to have 20% down, and that's not true. A first-time home buyer with a conventional loan could get by with just as little as 3% down. Pretty customary. You'll see sometimes people do like 5%, 10% down. The reason why people say that 20% is a nice number is because then you don't have to pay your mortgage insurance. And that's something that we'll talk about in another video. That second part of your closing costs are typically your fees and taxes and everything that are associated with buying a house. Part of that is your lender fees. That could include your underwriting fees, the processing fees. Maybe you bought some points. You use points to buy your rate down to get a little bit of a better interest rate. So that's something that you and your lender can talk about, whether points make sense for you or not. So lender fees is one portion. Your title fees. A title is where they go through and basically they do a property check, a background check on your house itself. They make sure that there aren't any other mortgages or liens or anything tied to that property. We don't want anybody knocking on your door in a little while and say, hey, you owe us some money, or this house was used as collateral for something. So that's why it's really important to do a title search, and you pay for that title process. So your recording fees, your administrative processing fees, those are all things that are grouped into that second portion of your closing costs. That's just the fees and taxes and stuff that's associated with that. That final piece of the closing costs are your escrow accounts. Basically, an escrow account is like a little savings account. So when you purchase a house, you have to have homeowners insurance on it. I mean, it's a good idea. Plus, if you have a mortgage, it's required. But the escrow accounts will help set up those monthly payments. So like part of your payment each month will go towards your homeowner's insurance, your property taxes, and then you'll also be paying some your mortgage insurance as well. But it sets up those savings accounts so like every month you're paying a little bit of your taxes, like 1/12 of your taxes. You're paying 1/12 of your homeowner's insurance. And then when those things are due, then your mortgage company, whoever's your servicer for your mortgage, will actually pay those for you. So those are things that you will be responsible for at closing. So again, when you buy a house, the key things are you will have closing costs, and the costs come from those three different chunks: your down payment, the fees and expenses for actually buying a house, and then your escrow accounts, which will then be used to pay your taxes and your homeowner's insurance and stuff like that in the future. So I always think of like those escrow accounts as like little mini savings accounts. So those are the actual parts to the closing cost for a buyer. So the closing costs for a seller are a little bit different, and I'll talk about that one next time.